And I am live, and I'm going to be confused about where to look. You know, folks, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. I've got about 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes to be with you. I say hello to Mario Heat, first in the live chat, um, gracing us with his esteemed presence. Baby, we're going to make. We're gonna make our conversation happen. I'm not blowing you off. It takes me so long to do anything in the real world, which people, if you don't see me online a lot, it's honestly because I'm trying to be a productive individual and put my priorities in order, which means honestly, YouTube comes where it comes, and it comes dead last. You know what I mean? It comes where it comes. We also see Prag Magic here with us. Shalom. We say shalom unto thee. Peace and good tidings. Marguerite, April 15th, 30 years ago, the first episode of Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, aired on Adult Swim, Cartoon Network. They never got sued. We also say hello to Bucky. Welcome, welcome. We've got our gold, silver, and bronze medal winners. Golden Coin 100. We have our honorable mention. Honorable mention, but still gold. What a long, strange trip it's been. Let me tell you something, folks. KDD with us as well. KDD, thank you for joining us in the live chat. Today is April 23rd, 23 Skidoo. For those who still do the magical dippity do. I love the number 22. I'll remember it was 1997. I was working at Compact Disc World in Paramus, New Jersey, and I reckoned the number of names, the number of letters in my first, middle, and last name. Number was 20. The number of letters was 22. And I was born on August 22nd, and I immediately the wheels started turning. And from that day forward, the numbers 8, 22, 4, 11 started taking on more and more magical significance. And I really took a shine to all these beat barn suckers playing to somebody else's tune of 23. I've got my own thing happening. 23 is a dead, overblown channel. Get it going on in 22. Bucky pointed out he was 10 in 1997. You know you're getting old when, and like I said, I only have a brief amount of time, so I got to keep it rocking and rolling. We've been doing these time loop things. We've been doing these nostalgia loops for so long. I could tell you what happened. First of all, on 4/19/2024, it was the 4-year anniversary of my father's passing. Pragmatic, always the wise guy. 22 was long celebrated before the 23. Wise up. That just means I was that wiser for knowing that 22 is the way to go. Galactic dude, man, what's going on? R.I.P. Chanter Senior. Hey, gone but not forgotten. Though we're working on it. My therapy bills are a testament to it. Putting in its place. I kid because I love. Listen, I forgive the guy. We're all, you know what I mean. We're all, you know what I mean. It is what it is. But check this out. 4-year anniversary, and I'll tell you what. It was one of these things. Because things come up, and this is funny because we mentioned Richard Nixon. I was with my former paramour when I heard the news. It was during the estrangement from my mainstay family. And time plays tricks with you. And I mentioned this on Patreon that it was like, holy shit, like things move fast. You know what I mean? Because, but here's where things kind of blew things. I don't want to go. It is what it is. And if you know, you know, and if you, and depending on your proximity to the blast radius, you you've heard me kvetch, not kvetch. You've heard me. You know my story, and you know how it goes, and you can draw your own conclusions as to my somewhat wonderment and bewilderment about the degree to which I hold on to things, and to the degree to which certain other people have been able to make rapid recoveries and move on with their lives at breakneck speed. But anyway, um, those fascinating things notwithstanding, I've got to point to this story. When I went out to California on my grand misadventure, one of the things that I did was mutes like on the I got the today was all about. I was going to do this big thing of setting up this Canon webcam to work as this HD webcam, and of course it was a comedy of errors. The dummy battery doesn't work, so it's like this whole thing. I burnt. Today was going to be one of these days where I was going to stream. The office is empty. It's Passover, so no one's in the office, and it was going to be this whole thing. I was going to do one of these genocides with us. I was going to stream all day, right? Oh, Baz is dead, by the way. Some of you probably already know. That's, if you don't know, Baz, who was a member of our community for some period of time, long back in the day, he apparently departed in November. He also told me to fuck off, so I mean, it is what it is. But I don't need to be. It is what exactly. You know what I mean? Hey, where you go? I went out to yeah. I got the tie. I got the celebratory tie. I have you know what I mean? Comedy of errors. Check this out. This is my official. This is my official Richard Milhouse Nixon tie. I got it as I went to the Richard Milhouse Nixon library, and we saw the house that he grew up in, and and the whole shebang. You know what I mean? The displays and whatever. So I got like little trinkets and mementos. I have magnets and shit. So part of the whole thing was getting into this like Richard Milhouse Nixon. Like it started off kind of as a larf, but it became kind of symbolic of a whole bunch of things, and it became part of the story, my story. I gotta make this tight because I've burnt through half my time already, but that's fine. Because where we're going to go with this is this notion of how long I've been doing this chrono magic and nostalgia magic with you people. On April 21st, so my father passed away on April 19th, the day before Hitler's birthday. Okay, and the day before everybody, the Rastafarian, the white Rastafarian holiday, which is just, I don't know. It's like there's no reason for it, but whatever. Cliff High pointed this out on Patreon. Last Cliff High video I caught, Cliff High literally was like basically gave a shout out to Hitler's birthday. It is what it is. So, but the 21st of April, so the 19th was the 4-year anniversary of my father's passing. The April 20th is April 20th, and I think I did a live stream that was just, I didn't mention anything other than it was the Patreon stream on the Saturday because I had missed the opportunity to do a Patreon stream on Friday. And then I noted that on April 22nd, I just made a notation of looking at Wikipedia like I sometimes often do, thought being that maybe I'll end up doing maybe I would have ended up doing a stream yesterday. And I was looking at the things that had happened, like births and deaths. Like it was the birthday of Richard Oppenheimer. And I noticed something. I noticed that it was also the death anniversary of Richard Milhous Nixon. And it was the death anniversary of Richie Havens, who passed away in 2013. Now, here's what you have to know. On the Patreon stream, I noted that I was done with 2013. I had been in 2013 for almost the entire month of April because I was reading The Synchronicity Key by David Wilcock, right? And I had this whole nostalgia loop chrono magic thing I have where if I'm doing, reading a book or, this whole, the movies have to match the music, have to match the books, that, you're going to sync yourself up to a given period of time in order to travel to that year or whatever. So I basically spent all of April in 2013 for some ungodly reason. I was reading David Wilcock's Synchronicity Key for an even ungodly whatever reason, because of the solar eclipse, but it was just chance of circumstance. I usually land on these years, and we also note that probably just due to chance and circumstance that I had those good tidings to do with my case, and we also note that Wilcock has been streaming a lot lately. But I finally reached the point where I could take no more of this Synchronicity Key book. And I basically on the 20th was like, I'm done with 2013. I can't take this anymore. But on the 21st, I had not noticed it until the 22nd. The 21st was also the 4-month anniversary of me quitting cannabinoids. I had been off of alcohol since 2/10/22, but I hadn't stopped using cannabinoids since 12/21/23. Those who are numerologically inclined can do their reckonings. So it was the 4-month anniversary of me being off cannabinoids, which was really significant for me because that was affecting me a little bit more than even the alcohol. So it was the 4-year anniversary of my father's passing. It was the 4-month anniversary of me getting off these cannabinoids. And I noted that, but I also noted that Richie Havens had passed away in 2013. I said, that's so interesting. I said, so it was weird. I said, I got off, I quit 2013, but I wonder if I should have stayed with it because I could have been on this lock for this thing with Richie Havens in 2013. But then I remembered, I said, Richie Havens shares a death anniversary with Richard Milhous Nixon. And I said, I know that. I know that fact. And then I looked over the events of April 22nd again, and I was like, I know these facts already. I've looked at this Wikipedia entry already. And I haven't looked at it. I was going to try and look at it before I did this stream. I didn't have an opportunity to. Life moved too fast. And like I was messing around with the camera so much, trying to figure out what the heck was going on, why the dummy battery wouldn't work and all this crap. But I've been doing this, time loop stuff so much that I'm re-hitting days that I've already reviewed on the time loop. I had already reviewed April 22nd and seen and marveled at the fact that Richie Havens shared a death anniversary on April 22nd with Richard Milhous Nixon. Now, remember, I said I picked up a fascination. I mean, I knew who Richard Milhous, we all know who Nixon is, right? I'm not a crook. But remember, I became fascinated with Nixon because I kind of like incorporated him into my story because it wasn't until I went out to California that you want to go see the Richard Milhous Nixon library. It's really the only thing here to see except Disneyland. Okay, yeah, let's go. when Richard Milhouse Nixon died, he was living in New Jersey. He had started out in California, but he died in New Jersey. Richie Havens died in Jersey City, New Jersey. Could it be two people further apart? But they united on this day, and it's just kind of funky and weird how things come together. But it's also funky and weird when I realized, holy crap, I've been doing this stuff so long, revisiting these days so many times that I'm revisiting days again. I mean, I'm on my way to becoming a history professor. I can't say that I'm not getting something out of it, but I think I'm going to get something more out of it now that I'm, not getting high. Here's the other thing that I could tell you. By mere chance, literal chance, I started picking up this thing and doing a year that is the most recent year that I've ever done. 2022. 2022. Just 2 years ago. Going back to a year that is literally just 2 years ago. And it's symbolic of stopping with this, like letting go of this like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, because just I spent so much time just like going back so far in time that it's like it was just driving me nuts. Like, and I think it's like, doing this like obsessional, like looking back, and it's also I think it came up with this on the 4-year anniversary of my father's passing. One of the first things that came up is this notion of like, oh, I was with, what's her face when I got the news, and what, how long has it been, and blah blah blah, and just this notion of like this constant recurring, and also just always, knowing that I'm always bumping into this experience of I want to do this, or seeing something on TV that I'd rather watch this, or I want to watch this, and being like, oh no, because I'm, artificially tethered to these like weird, kind of artificial, kind of obsessive compulsive behaviors that I'm engendering into myself. It'd be one thing if I was a method actor preparing for a role wherein I was playing someone in 1978. But, it's just like constantly preparing for writing a book that I'm not actually writing at the time. You know what I mean? Or just like always like working on, teaching people a methodology, that I gotta be honest, like I'm running into I got like the same core 10 people or 13 people that, tune into every show, that people know about Chrono Magic. Like, I don't think I need to like torture myself, like on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour basis, like living a lifestyle that, if it doesn't, like serve me. I've said before on other occasions, like when I went to rehab one time, that yeah, like it's a great thing, to do things that will make change happen in accordance with one's will. But there's also something to say about like, not making things happen in accordance with one's will, and like accepting, life on life's terms, and, just like whatever is, just letting things be. And it's also, there's like a ton of stuff that I have that, like I buy new things, but like I don't experience them because, it's just like, people be like, well, when are you going to play this game or that game? It's like, I have to wait 20 years to play it. It's like, I don't want to necessarily wait 20 years to experience or watch anything new. You know what I mean? And Lord knows it hasn't stopped me from buying things that are new. So anyway, 2022 is a symbolic thing, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna do it as it is. I actually have a deck of tarot cards here from Fallout. I didn't buy them because they were from 2022. I bought them because they were dirt ass cheap on Amazon. I know I wasn't supposed to buy new things, but I buy new things. Along with a deck of cards from Skyrim that were also turned out to be from 2022. These cards are actually not bad. But I gotta go. It's 4 o'clock on the dot, and I gotta go. My time is up. Tarot cards never change. We say hello to Tim Frey. Was Nixon one of the Ramones? No. He was one of the presidents of the United States of America. page of synths. The synths in this, you can tell it's a high quality webcam because it's not in focus. Really? Really, webcam? Anyway, page of synths. This is Earth of Earth. The synths in this deck are the equivalent of pentacles or coins. We say hello to Builder Lee 72. And I think that's actually cool because the synths as like, artificial humanoids, it's like, you can like the living earth, like living embodiment of material things. So this is Earth of Earth. So it's like material things becoming real, the manifest nature of material things, Let me I'm not even gonna worry about what the deck says. I'll just read it as is and take it as is. Earth of Earth. In other decks, this might be the Princess of Synths. So even though it may be material, we remember that there are many schools of modern physics and material sciences that contemplate whether or not it is a necessary truism that all things, even those things like rocks and elements, contain some aspect of perception and consciousness in order to maintain the fabric of reality. It is beyond the scope of my understanding of the philosophy the name of the notion of what this is this called escapes me, but I know there's a word for it. And I know that it's not like, I'm not talking about like Deepak Chopra stuff here. This is a school of, physics and a school of, science philosophy that says that, those things that are material, like even elements and atoms, have some aspect of consciousness per chance. And that would be necessary in order for, the material universe to maintain itself. So even these things that we would regard as artificial or not real may have the base elements within them to bring forth all new things. And it may be a lesson in us in order to remember if we start to have fears about what would happen if the notion of life going away or existence going away or humanity going away, to remember that there is something or something that will go on. Some new thing is around the corner, or some element of us exists, or element of consciousness exists, even beyond what we might be aware of, to continue and carry on. Even in the simple, foolish ideas we have about magic, time travel, and the interconnection between me getting off drugs, strange numbers and numerology, and Richie Havens and Richard Milhouse Nixon. Thank you so much, folks. Got 11 viewers, and I am 5 minutes over my quitting time, but 4 plus 5 is 9. 9/11. David Wilcock. It's at the Best Western, not the Marriott. No, sir. I love you. And you're not going to sell any airplanes to Japan or any African countries, baby. Come on now, honey. I love you. I'm not saying that to be like, you're not going to sell any airplanes. You're not fucking, it's not happening. Come on. My only hope at this point is that that is and he's telling us, I'm not like trying to be like, I'm not doing any sort of deep dive on the guy is telling us all his business, right? When I was having a divorce, I said, I'm having a divorce, period, right? End of story. I'm having a divorce. That's what's happening. I had an affair, fucked up my life. This guy is like, I'm meeting with my attorneys. The IRS is after me. They're suing me for this, whatever. Yo. Because then you keep on saying stuff. I'm going to keep on talking about it. It's like, I don't want it, but it's like, I can't help it. It's like, you know what I mean? Dish. You know what I mean? He's like, the deal might be done by this week. I gotta go. What am I talking about? I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told you they loved you today, somebody just did that. Somebody CW chanter, right? But this is what I'm doing. Like, hopefully, like his about his bankruptcy attorneys will be like, if there's a deal to sell airplanes, we, you know what I mean? We have to disclose it to the creditors and the judges. So, you know, what do you have? What are you talking about? Well, show me. And they'll be like, David, this is, we have to, you're being scammed, you know, like they'll say something about it. Like, even if they say something to him, like, this is not real, or we got to call the FBI because whatever, or like whatever, because, but what do I know? Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's amazing deals. I'm gonna feel like such an asshole when he's like, you know what I mean? I love you. I love everybody. I root for everybody. May I be wrong. May everyone make $1 billion hodling Bitcoin and selling aerospace technology to Japan. Honestly. Okay? Honestly. I love you. Peace.